Grumplecorn here with another game of Advanced Wanted, this time on Venice. As always, I'm starting with my offensive profile to try to get a high point initial kill. Running down the center of the map, I see that my target's coming towards me, so I pop disguise and move in. Not being entirely subtle about it, but there's enough NPCs around that they don't see me coming. And I wander off to find a nice place to hide until my next contract, and it turns out there's a bench here with 2 copies of me, which is quite nice. After a few seconds, a chase starts. When I don't have any defenses, I tend to ignore chases that start, because usually they're not actually chasing you. They're getting chased themselves and accidentally started a chase with you, so if you just keep hiding, they'll just run on by, giving you a few free points. Now I'm after Heliquin. I'm hearing whispers. I'm just going to move slowly and hope that's enough to keep my pursuer off me. I see the Heliquin coming up along here. I don't want to be too obvious, so I wander over to this blend group. She starts moving away from me and I don't think I'm going to get an incognito on her, so I just run in to get the kill.
You have taken the lead.
And in the process give myself away to my pursuer, who gets a bad kill on me as well. At this point I'd like to stick with poison and disguise, but in first place it doesn't really make much sense, so I switch to defensive. Now I'm after a courtesan, and she is out the back of that building somewhere. So I start walking up there. Had line of sight for a second there. She is going through that tunnel, so I'm going to try to head her off at the far end. There she is. Oh, looks like she was choking. I think I might have intercepted a poison kill there. But I get killed as well. Crappy kill though, 100 points, who cares. I've now got a bit of a lead, so stick with defensive. Let's see who I'm after now. A barber. Who's up either in this building or on the far side of it. I heard whispers, but they've stopped, so I presume I mustn't be too close at the moment. Got line of sight on this barber. There he is. He's moved off to the right. So I need to get through here and try to catch up with him. Where is he? There he is. So there's 2 of him in that blend group, but I saw him move into it, so I know that he's the one in the middle there. I had been planning to smoke bomb this guy to go for a hidden focus kill, but he actually smoke bombs me first and gets the stun. And while I'm lying on the ground, I first get poisoned by that courtesan, I think. And once I get up, I get stabbed in the back. That's what I get for not being quite fast enough on the smoke. And I've lost the lead, so I switch back to poison and disguise because I'm hoping that I won't have too many pursuers and I'll get to sneak around getting high point kills again. At the moment I have no pursuers and I'm after that barber again, so I can have another go at him. 1 pursuer now. Don't hear any whispers though, so they aren't close. Where is this guy? Is that him? I lost line of sight while I saw him, so it can't be him. It could be him behind me though. And he's killing someone, so unless the NPCs have turned violent, that's definitely him.
You have been stunned.
And poison fails to function. I'm not quite sure what caused that. If it comes up saying you're not close enough, it's usually lag. But in that case it didn't give any error, it just didn't do anything. So at the moment I'm standing still, because after that happened I actually went to the computer and checked this video to see what just happened, to see whether I'd screwed it up or if it was just the game bullshitting me as usual, and it turns out it was in fact the game bullshitting me. But that's okay, I don't even care. So after a few seconds I'll pick up the controller again and carry on playing, minus 1 poison kill I should have gotten. I don't know where my pursuer was all that time while I was standing still in the open, but whatever. My next target is a smuggler who conveniently walks right to me, so I do get to use poison. Unfortunately, I don't get hidden bonus out of it, but that's okay. So I'm up to 2nd now. My pursuer died, so I've got a new one. So I'm just going to wander along with these guys until I get a new contract. 2 new pursuers already. I am after an executioner and he's in this direction, so I'm going to walk out here. Oh, now there is a very obvious barber, and for being so obvious he deserves a smack. So I'm going to give him one. There we go. Be less obvious. There's my target. But he must have heard the whispers, so off he goes through the chase breaker. He's going down that way, so I'm just gonna go parallel to him, see if I can find him. He's over there on the far end of the tunnel, killing someone, so I run along here. And that smuggler was not an NPC and did not just walk past without poisoning me, so now I'm dead. And I try to get a kill before I go down, but I don't quite make it, which is no surprise. So I'm back down in 4th. So now I'm after a officer who has lots of pursuers. I'm getting line of sight randomly on him even though there's a wall in front of me, so I realize he must be up on the roof. And since he's standing on the edge like that looking down, I figure he's planning to jump down on someone, so I'm gonna hide here, try to be subtle while I wait for him to jump down, and the plan is to run around and kill him just after he jumps down to kill someone else. Which is a nice idea, but the problem is I'm so far away that he has plenty of time to run off through the chase breaker. So I waste a disguise. And I see him back here, but all he does is take the lift back up to the roof. Somebody started a chase there, but they were off being irrelevant, so it doesn't matter. I thought that was my guy who jumped down there, but actually it wasn't. He's actually behind me, which I realized after a few seconds. He drops down, and I'm mashing square trying to kill him, but nothing's happening. And I don't see where he went, so I just stand here looking around for a while. Still not sure where he is. I do get a lure because somebody on the ground thought I was on the ground with them. I can see him there now behind the tree, but I didn't see him at the time, so I still didn't get a lock on him. But once he comes around from behind the tree, I'll see which one is him. There he is.
Contract
And
lost.
there he goes. So, that's that. Next target is a smuggler. Since I'm on the roof anyway, I'm just going to stand here and see if I can spot her, and judging by the compass, she's the one who just sat down on that bench. So I'm going to subtly move down and go in for a hidden poison incognito, only it's silent because of my subtle drop from the roof.
You have taken the lead.
And that gets me back into the lead. Poacher and Savior and Greater Party, that's a nice kill. Now I'm after the barber I just saw, and he must be that one who's running around. So I just wander over and kill him before he has a chance to run away again. I'm after this officer again. So is he back on the roof? Well, he's not through the chase breaker, by the looks of it. I don't see him on the roof. Where is he? I can see him, apparently. There, he's back in the same spot again, looking down here. So I reckon he's going to do the same thing again. And he does, but again, he's too far away for me to catch. I'm so busy watching the officer, I don't notice the smuggler who just poisoned me. So I intend to cut him off, but instead I drop dead in the middle of the street. Back in second, but not by much. I stick with the same profile in the hopes that I won't have too many pursuers, because I want to try to get ahead of the person first. I do have 2 pursuers, but I don't hear any whispers, so I guess they aren't close. I'm after that officer again. Is he on the roof again? Probably, so I just start climbing this wall in anticipation of him being on the roof, and there he goes up on the elevator. So I start climbing up after him. I'm hoping that he'll go over to the other side where he was, and I won't break my incognito, but as it turns out he's waiting up here. So I climb up in this to encourage him to jump off. And once he does, I jump down on his head and kill him.
You
Which is
have
nice.
taken the lead. 30 seconds remaining.
I hang around with this blend group so I don't get killed in the last few seconds. After the officer again, I pop disguise just because it'll cover me for most of the last part of the game, but I've already been seen, so I end up dead anyway. That kill brings the courtesan into joint first with me. I pop back in just in the vain hope that there's something I can do with the last 5 seconds of the game. I run after my target, my pursuer runs after me, but nobody achieves much of anything. It says I got first, but I know
You
that's
have
joint
finished
first with at least
first.
the courtesan, and it turns out there's actually 3 of us who tied for first place. But given that the scores are pretty decent in this game, I'm happy enough with joint first.